Barış Manço, you know the name, right? A pioneer, a cultural icon, a true legend of Turkish rock. With those iconic rings and that unmistakable style, he's an artist millions of us feel like we know inside and out. But what if I told you that hidden inside his music, woven into the very notes, is a story most of us have never, ever heard?
So let's do a little musicological digging, shall we? We're going to uncover a subtle, unspoken language that's threaded through some of his most famous songs. A language that connects his art to a culture much, much closer to home than you might think.
Okay, first things first. Let's talk about the Barış Manço everyone thinks they know, the global citizen. And look, this wasn't just some act for the cameras, it was absolutely who he was.
I mean, this guy was the foundation of his public identity. He wasn't just a musician, he was a true polyglot, moving so easily between cultures. He recorded songs in a ton of different languages, and he famously told anyone who asked that he was simply from the world. He took all these diverse sounds from Anatolia, slammed them together with Western rock, and created something that was just totally new.
And he didn't just sing about the world, oh no, he explored it. For his legendary TV show, he traveled to nearly 150 countries. From the Arctic all the way to the equator, he was Turkey's most beloved cultural ambassador. His curiosity, it seems, had no limits.
And this is where our investigation really kicks off. Because for a man so curious about the entire world, a pretty huge question pops up.
Think about it. It just doesn't add up, does it? A man who traveled the globe to understand other cultures, but he'd just ignore the incredibly rich musical traditions of the Kurdish people in his own backyard? Well, the evidence suggests he didn't ignore them, not even close.
His entire genre, Anatolian rock, was built on this idea of synthesis, of fusion. It wasn't about just one type of folk music, it was about the entire tapestry of sounds from that region. And you know what? That tapestry is woven with more than just one thread. So, let's follow the clues. All right, our first piece of evidence is linguistic, and it's been hiding in plain sight this whole time, right there in one of his early song titles.
The word is lori. That's lor-e. Now, in Kurdish, this is the word for lullaby. And it's not just a word, it's this deep cultural expression, a cornerstone of folk music passed down for generations.
Lori, lori, lori, lori, lori, lori, berchem lori.
Just remember that sound. Lordi. Lor-e. So get this. In 1971, Manço released a song titled Lori. Sound familiar? It is a direct, perfect phonetic match for the Kurdish word lori. Lori.
That's the things with my own hands. Then I made the young girl to share my story, to love and marry, and proudly carry to my home. Lori, Lori, Lori, Lori, Lori, Lori, Lori, Lori, As years passed.
Then years later, he releases Neni Bebek. And Neni is the Turkish word for lullaby. You see what he did there? He wasn't just borrowing a word, he was acknowledging a Kurdish cultural concept and then translating its feeling, its sentiment, into Turkish. It's a clear, deliberate bridge.
Okay, on to our second clue. And this time, the evidence isn't in the lyrics, it's hidden deep inside the melody itself. This is where it gets truly fascinating. Because look, borrowing a word is one thing, but weaving a melody from another tradition right into one of your biggest hits, well, that's an entirely different kind of statement.
Take his famous 1971 song, İşte Hendek, İşte Deve. If you listen really, really closely, you'll hear a melodic phrase that is absolutely unmistakable. It directly mirrors the melody of Shoreşger, which is a very well-known Kurdish revolutionary folk song, later made popular by the group Koma Norhak. He took this traditional Kurdish tune and just integrated it seamlessly into his own Anatolian rock anthem.
So, what does this all mean? The evidence points to something intentional and honestly profound. Let's not forget, the man's name was literally Barış, which is Turkish for peace. His parents named him that to celebrate the end of World War II. His entire identity was wrapped up in this idea of bringing things together, of creating harmony. And that's really the heart of it all. This was a deliberate act of inclusion. In a time when openly celebrating certain cultures was, well, it was complicated, Barış Manço used his music as a bridge. He sent these little signals to those who were listening, weaving Kurdish words and melodies into his work as a sign of respect and unity. He was quietly, brilliantly expanding the very definition of Anatolian to include everyone who called it home. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a legend as well known as Barış Manço had this whole hidden layer in his music, who else are we listening to but maybe not truly hearing? It's a challenge to all of us, really, to listen more deeply to the artists we love and to search for the unspoken languages they might be using to build bridges of their own.
Dert kıran o daim